everyone, my name is Melrose. Welcome back. If you're new here, why not consider subscribing? I've been away for nearly a month, and since I've been back, I've been a busy little beaver. Take a look and see what I've done. Although the garden wasn't terribly overgrown, there was still quite a bit of work to do. The day after I got in, I rolled up my sleeves and I got to work, cutting back the bougainvillea and digging up the weeds. There's still more to do, but I'll do it over time. I have some fantastic news. I've got some bookings for the holiday rental. The inside, as you can see, is absolutely lovely. It just needs a dust. The outside, however, wow, there is so much work to do. I want to transform this whole area into a nice outdoor seating. Down this side, just where the apartment is, I want them to be able to step down and lounge. Now around the side, I really would have liked that to be my vegetable patch, but I think it might be a bit of an eyesore. So I think I'll grass it for now, and then I'll think about what I want to do long term later. I need to get to work. I've got so much to do and only 3 weeks to get it done. I know I've only been back a few days, but I'm going to make a start on the seating for the outdoor lounge area. I've got all my tools. First thing I need to do is to cut the wood down to size. Now I'm using the plans from a really brilliant YouTuber called Anna White. So if you're interested in having a go at this, check her out. Now, I've decided I'm going to make 2 lounges for now. I might make a 3rd later, we'll see. So it took me a while to cut the wood, but now that it's all cut, I now need to go in and create the pocket holes.
I like to be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello.
Most of this type of woodworking is repetition. I had to do this 50 times. Now that that's done, the next stage is to assemble all the pieces together. It's a bit like a jigsaw, really. I just need to remember to put the glue in. I am currently assembling the arm and the legs. It's upside down. Give it a minute, it'll all make sense.
It's always hard at first glance. I don't wanna, but I know I gotta do it. The truth is hard to swallow. I think I'll chew it.
1 done, 3 more left to go. Oh, by the way, I did sand them all down before I assemble them. I'll give them a final sanding once it's done. finally assembled the arms and the legs. Now let's move on. Now I need to create a base for the cushion to rest on. That didn't take long. The pocket holes make it so much easier to connect everything together. Now I need to create the slats to go across. Now both chairs need a jolly good sanding. Oh, I failed to mention I am doing this on a budget. Now, the cost of the wood, well, you can't budget that. Wood is very expensive. That cost me just under $200 for the two chairs. I have some resources that I'm going to reuse, one of which is the foam. Now, if you are an oldie to my channel, way back in the day, I made a makeshift chair when I moved in because I had nothing. I am repurposing that foam. Let me just put a picture of the chair that I made. It's almost laughable now compared to the skills that I've acquired, but that's how we learn. So I measured and I cut the foam using a serrated edge knife. Now the foam is quite chunky, which is what I wanted. It's about 7 inches deep, so that's spot on. The last stage in building these outdoor chairs is to give it a good sanding, which I did, and then to stain it. I will also put a polyurethane sealant on top because they are very heavy and they'll end up having to stay outside. So I'll need to make sure they are well protected. Here again, I'm trying to save a bit of money by using the stain that we put on the fencing. Here's what the chair looks like with the foam on it. If you wait till the end, the chair looks totally different. I've made a few changes. My sister helped me to cover the chairs using some waterproof fabric that I got from an auction for $100. Now let me turn my attention to the outside area. This is what it looked like before I got started. My sister and I started by putting up the fencing. Now we're doing this in stages because it is a big task and also a very, very expensive task. I bought some 3x3s and paid a chap to install them for me. I want to have 2 separate seating areas. One will be covered and the other won't be. So they've got a choice whether they want to sit in full sun or shade. Posts have been setting now for 3 days, so I think it's okay to remove the brace and start clearing this area up and finding use for all this lovely rich soil. Next on my to-do list is to level out this area as best I can, collect all the soil from the holes dug, sieve it, spread it where I can, and then use the rest for my pots. I've been out here now for a couple of hours and it's getting quite hot, so I'm just going to do this last bit of raking and call it a day, and then get on with building some more furniture, which I'll show you at the end. That'll do for now. There's still more to be done. For example, I need to grass seed the area. But guys, can you see the vision? Right, it's 5 o'clock in the evening and my sister's come over to help me finish off that back panel for fencing. Unfortunately, I won't be able to do much more. I simply don't have the budget. The next task is to paint the poles black. This is a nice quick job. I'll give it 2 coats. I think that should be enough. Once the paint was dry, I put up the hooks to hold the fabric shade over the seating area. While I was waiting for my sister to sew the shade cloth, I thought I'd have a go at making some art. Now, don't ask me what I'm doing, what it is. I'm just winging it. Scraps of wood laying all over the place, and I see those scraps of wood as money because they cost. I thought I'd have a go at creating something, and it really doesn't matter because art is so subjective. So I just cut away, slap some paint on it, and voila, it is whatever it is. back to this later. The shade cloth is on, so let's start organising this space.
Be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss.
I'm going to toot my own horn here. All the furniture I made, except for the table, that was thrifted and I just gave it a coat of spray paint. But the chairs I made, you saw me make the two larger ones. The two-seater, the coffee table and the side table were all made from the wood from, do you remember those vegetable cages that I made that the frogs seem to love? Well, I dismantled that and I used the wood. Some of it was a bit wobbly, but I was able to use the good bits and make these extra bits of furniture. Now, I am bragging here because I think I've done really, really well. And I thoroughly enjoyed making them. I purchased the foam for the two-seater. That only came up to just under $100. So all in all, a beautiful outdoor dining area, and it only came up to about less than 500 Bajan. So that's really good.
I like to be educated.
The artwork, well, I see an African woman in a gown with an elaborate headdress. What do you see? Let me know in the comments below.
Since can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew.
The space is now ready for my guests to enjoy, and I hope they will. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I think this is my new hangout space. While no one's rented the apartment. Absolutely love it. I am so excited. The fencing will finish, but that's in time. For now, we are just going to enjoy the space. Until next time, guys, take care of yourself. Bye.